Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. If today is your first time seeing my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you also to my host subscribers for your support. Don't forget to subscribe, share and like, and also turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified when I post a new video. So today's video is going to be the sewing part of this tutorial. On my last video, I shared with you guys on how I drafted it. So if you have not watched the video, please go back to my channel and watch it. Then come back and join us. Let's get started. So I've gone ahead to cut out my linings. As you can see, for the back I have 2 pieces of lining and also 2 pieces of fabric. So just make sure you make a notch at the zip area like so that you'll be able to identify where the zip will start from. So as you can see on my patterns, I've gone ahead to cut out my pad. If you want to see a full detail how I cut out my pad like this, I also have a video on how to do this. Check it out. It's still on how to cut a princess dart bustier for a plus size. So all these details are well loaded in that video. So guys, this is the front pattern as you can see. So I'm just going to take one side piece and lay it on the center front like so. So I'm just going to make sure all the points aligns, the underboss, the boss points, every part aligns together. So you can see what I'm doing. So you're just going to stitch along this line like so, and as you stitch, just make sure you keep on arranging it and stitch along. So I'm also going to be doing the same thing for the other side front like so. So I'm just also going to be aligning it and stitch it down like so. So for also the lining, I'll also be doing the same thing for the lining. Just pick a side front and place it on the center front and just go ahead and stitch it down. So also for the yoke, I went ahead to cut a lining for the yoke, my linings, and also I added 1/2 inch sewing allowance to the center, this parts like this. I'm also going to be stitching that part down, but this particular place you leave it open. At the armhole you leave it open, at the shoulder leave it open. So also for this other one, you just turn your fabric and place it this way. So guys, after stitching, this is what I have. As you can see, the inside so neat. So now I went ahead to turn it out so that I'll be able to make my notches. So go ahead and make notches from the underboss right to the shapes. As you can see, this curvy part. So make sure you make notches so that by the time you are ironing it open, it will be easy for you. So I went ahead to also make notches on the lining like so. So just make notches like this. So after making the notches, I have to turn it out like this. So this is what we have. Can you see the bust is already standing even without a bra cup? And now look at the lining, see how it looks like. This is one of the back. I've gone ahead to turn it like so. So to turn your back, what you do, you just place your lining at the right side of your fabric, then go ahead and stitch the neckline at the side and the other side like so. So after turning, this is what I have. So let's keep the back aside. Let's work on the front. So for the front, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place my 2.5 inches like so. Remember the 2.5 inches we went in from the armhole while drafting. So at that point is where I'm going to be placing my yoke right like this. So just go ahead and place the yoke like this as I'm doing. You can see. So this is the second yoke. So now I'm just going to take my lining and place on it just like this, and I'm also going to be pinning it down. So go ahead and pin it down and make sure the darts at the lining and the darts on your main fabric aligns together like this. So just go ahead and pin it down. You're mine for sure. So guys, after pinning it down, I'll just turn it for you guys to see what it will look like by the time we are done sewing it. This is just how it's going to look like. Can you see? So I'm just going to turn it back inward like so. Go ahead and stitch the neckline, stitch the two sides like so. Then at the armhole you leave it open and stitch at the other side. Then for the back, I'm just going to face them like this, right side facing each other. I'm going to make a loose stitch at the zip allowance, and also I'm going to sew down my dart. So I've gone ahead to make a loose stitch at the zip allowance, and also I've gone ahead to sew down my dart, as you can see. So for the front, I went ahead to make stitches on the neckline and on the side, as you can see. So I'm just going to make notches so that by the time I turn it over, it will be able to relax properly. So just go ahead and make your notches. Then I went ahead to turn it out like so. So at this point, you are just going to give it a proper ironing. Make sure you iron it properly so that all the edges will be able to relax. So you can see what we already have right here. So after ironing, I'm also going to be joining the shoulder like this. Just going to be taking my lining to turn it this way. So for the other side, I'm also going to be doing the same thing. Just take my lining and turn it this other way, just like this. Then after that, I will also be joining the side, joining the front and the back together like so. So to join the front and the back together, what you will do is just need to take your body measurements. So I went ahead to take my round body measurements, my bust measurements. I divided it by 2. So what is remaining, I marked it. See, I checked what is remaining, then I divided it into 2. So just go ahead and place your body measurement the way you know how to do it best. So I'm just trying to show you guys how I do mine. So this is how I do mine, as you can see. So right on the waist, I'm also going to be doing it the same way. So after that, I drew my lines. So on this line is where I will be sewing it together. So guys, look at what it looks like at the inside. You can see how this bust is really standing. So at this armhole, we are going to be trimming it out, taking out the excess at the armhole. So I came down from the shoulder to my armhole length 7.5. So just go ahead and come down like so. So at the shoulder, I'm just going to take 0.25 out from your shoulder like so. Remember, we added ½ inch while we were drafting it to the shoulder. So we added ½ inch to the shoulder while we were drafting. So at that ½ inch, I'm just going to be taking 0.25 out. So you can see what I'm doing. Just go ahead and curve out your armhole like so, just like the way I'm doing. So I'm just going to be cutting it out like so. So guys, you can see what the armhole look like. We are done trimming and it's already beautiful. So if you are making an armless, you can add just 1 inch after dividing your bust by 6. So but if you're adding a sleeve, just divide your bust by 6 and add 1.5. so at this half length, I'm going to be attaching a peplon. So go ahead and attach whatsoever you want to attach, maybe peplon or your skirt. So I'm just also going to be trimming it out like this. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to get the midpoint like so. So after getting the midpoint, now from the shoulder, I'm just going to go down to my bust point, then to my half length, which is 16.5. then I added ½ inch for joining allowance to the bottom part like so, making 17 inches. So just go ahead and use your own half length measurements. So for the back, you know, the back and the front half length is not going to be the same according to our drafting. So right here I have 15 inches at the back. I'm also going to be adding ½ inch sewing allowance to add at the bottom part of my dress, as you can see. So you can add anything you want to add to it, maybe a skirt, a peplon, or a short or a trouser. So whatsoever you want to add at the bottom part. So I think I'll be adding an handkerchief peplon to it. So I'm just trying to trim it off like this. So after trimming, this is what I have. Everything is already looking neat and beautiful. So at the back, you can see that the front half length is longer than that of the back half length. So your own should be like this. And also the armhole, I'm also going to be adding my sleeve and my peplon. So guys, this is what we have. As you can see, I've gone ahead to attach my handkerchief peplon flare, as you can see right here, and also my sleeve. So this is what it looks like. I have a tutorial on how to cut and sew this handkerchief peplon, as you can see, and also this beautiful sleeve right here. So this sleeve is a cut together flare. It's a cut together flare. There's no joining at the flare area. So I also have a tutorial on how to draft this sleeve. As you can see, it's so beautiful. So thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
In the pool, talk to you, dripping wet. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my